Howdy folks, Jim coming at you again. I guess you saw by the title of the video, will the world end 2023? Will there be the Great Tribulation? Will the church be raptured out? These things were kind of on my mind. I was flipping through YouTube the other day and I saw this man, you may have heard of him, named Perry Stone. Out of Tennessee down there. He has a huge following. He's supposed to be some biblical guru, and he's on these shows all the time, and he's always talking about the rapture, and he's always talking about tribulation and the seals being open, and Gog and Magog, and where's the battle's going to be fought. And I wondered what draws people to that, because all it does is fear-mongering, just on, and I get frustrated about it sometimes. I wonder why that people tend to follow them. But then I just started studying this. I remember one time when I was little, we used to go over to South Holston Lake all the time, and this is a long time ago before it built up, and we used to walk around this little dirt road, and there was this old house up there, windows busted out, you know, just an old abandoned house, and we would sneak up there in that house sometimes, and you know, that house was full of monsters and ghosts and all these wild stories, murders in the house. Of course, none of that stuff was true. It was just an old abandoned house. But every time the wind would blow and the floor would creak and a curtain would move or whatever else was in the house, it was a monster, it was a spirit. And we would always go back to that thing because this fear, I guess, as they say, always raise the hair on the back of your neck. And we like that little sensation. When people go to amusement parks, they want to go in this fear. They want to ride these rides that produces this fear. They like to listen to Perry Stone and these other blood moon people and rebuilding the temple and World War III's and all of this other stuff. Fear. You see, once the fear is gone, you're not bound by that junk anymore. Jesus says, my peace I leave with you. Perry was saying the other day that they're going to take the peace away. And I thought, my goodness, you're supposed to be a Bible scholar. You should know better. But that's what these people do. Hey, they sell books, they sell movies, they sell DVDs, and they get on TV all the time telling us stuff, and everybody tunes in. They want to know, when's the church going to be raptured out? Why are they so concerned about that? Let me tell you why, and it comes right down to this very one thing. People don't want responsibility. God has gave us this world, put us here at this time. I mean, and look how big the government's gotten. Why is the government so big? Because people don't want responsibility. I don't want responsibility. Oh, we might think I want a little bit of it, you know, just give me a job. We think it's the government's job to give you a job, and if they can't provide you a job, then they must pay you. What kind of junk is that? I'm telling you, if people would wake up and take responsibility for their own self, their own family, daddies be daddies and husbands, and mommies be mommies and wives, and we started taking care of these things and become responsible, we wouldn't have to live in the fear. You see, it's just a matter of being educated a little bit. People, they look at the Bible and say, oh, it's too hard for me. I can't understand it. So they fold it up and they put it away. And they let these wolves in sheep's clothing teach them and keep them in fear all the cotton picking time, instead of being responsible for where they are, taking responsibility for their own actions, taking responsibility for their own education. Okay? Learning, gaining some knowledge, gaining some wisdom, being responsible in what it is that you do. Therein will be your security. Security won't come from a job. Security won't come from success, whatever you want to define success as. But, you know, the church is, oh my gosh, I may have to suffer a little bit, and I don't want to suffer. Please, Perry, tell me when I'm going to be raptured out of here. I'm at the church because I don't want to suffer. Let me tell you why we suffer. Every one of us, we suffer because we're lazy. Now, sometimes maybe suffering comes at the other hands, but you see, the difference between people is we all have problems. Everybody's got problems. The difference in people is you see it as an opportunity to solve the problem and move on to the next. But see, people, oh, I don't want a problem. Just get me out of here. So this rapture doctrine has became a huge thing because, oh my God, we don't want to suffer. The reason our world suffers now is because we don't take responsibility. We gave our school systems over to a bunch of weirdos. We gave our government over to a bunch of weirdos. We've gave everything over, and then we say, oh, well, just get me out of here. And there's plenty of pastors out there, Judaizers, fear-mongers, that'll sure tickle your ears with all of this junk that they put out there. Sometimes it makes me a little angry. I'm not angry about it. I just want to call it out for what it is. It's just pure junk. And if you fall for that stuff, you know, they've been teaching this stuff for many years, not so much the rapture. This didn't come out until the 1900s, you know, 120, 30 years for that kind of teaching. But all of this other stuff, they've been preaching this end of time stuff for a long time. And people just sit there and they wait and they wait and they wait and they wait. I can tell you what, you could say, hey, Perry Stone's the greatest teacher in the whole world. Well, 50 years from now, we'll see if the church is raptured. Hey, and if it is, I was wrong, I'll admit to it. But I don't want to bet or anything, but let's just say 50 years from now, there'll be other teachers filling his shoes and the seals will still be coming open. I think he's got 5 of them. And there'll be another teacher come on, and there'll be 2 more seals open, and then one of them will say, oh no, we're in the church age of Laodicea and all of this other. It is all a bunch of junk. Let me just say that. It's all a bunch of junk. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not trying to plug my other channel, but I'm going through the book of Revelation on Wednesday night, and I'll leave a link down below here. You can go on there. It's going to take me a while because it's a big book, because you got to filter through all the junk that people has been taught their whole lives. And you know, this little tingling in the back of the neck, all of this other stuff that gets people so excited because they want to see the world burn. They really do. They want to see it burn. You know, really? Jesus told us, pray thy kingdom come. Of the increase of his government there shall be no end. Guys, we were put here to subdue the earth, bring about the kingdom for the glory of God right here in this earth. And we've given this a allotted amount of time. I don't want to waste it with the ignorance of these false teachers that keep the church in babyhood the whole time. It's time to shut them down. And only you can shut them down, and you can shut them down by educating yourself. Paul said that you wouldn't be tossed by every wind of doctrine. And let me tell you, that's all they're putting out is this wind of doctrine. It's a bunch of junk, guys. Well, there's my little rant for today. Beautiful day, no clouds in the sky. Well, a few clouds passing by. But I just wanted to share that with you. Let me know what you think. Hit the subscribe button. Share this over. Will the world end in 2023? No. Will the church be raptured in 2023? No. Will the Great Tribulation start in 2023? Nope. Jesus said this, and I'll let you guys go. You guys seek for a sign. Y'all want a sign. Y'all seek for a sign. And he said, there'll be no more sign given except the sign of Jonah, who was in the belly of the whale 3 days and 3 nights. What was that a sign of? The death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. No more sign. Why? Because Jesus said it's finished. What is the book of Revelation about? It's about the revelation of Jesus Christ. It's not the revelation of the rapture, the revelation of Gog and Magog. It's not the revelation of 7 seals and white horses and all of that other stuff. It's beautiful poetry to encourage the believers to press on. And I hope it'll encourage you a little bit. We're not getting raptured. Become responsible where you are right now. Think about that. God bless you all.